Have you ever noticed a loved one changing in small, quiet ways, only to realize later that those changes meant something much deeper? In the final 6 months of life, many older adults begin to show signs that are often mistaken for normal aging. These changes can be easy to overlook, but in many cases, they are the body's natural way of preparing for what lies ahead, even when no one around them realizes it yet. Some of these signs are physical, yes, but others are emotional, and some even feel spiritual in nature. A few are very subtle. Others may seem confusing, and some may surprise you. In this video, I want to gently walk you through 6 signs that often appear in the months before passing. These signs are not meant to scare you or overwhelm you. They are meant to help you understand what may be happening, to prepare your heart, and to find peace in recognizing what is already unfolding. If you are caring for a loved one, or if you are walking this path yourself, this may be one of the most important conversations you ever hear. Please stay with me until the end, because one of the final signs we'll discuss is something many families miss, yet it is one of the clearest messages the body sends. Now, let us begin. Sign 1. A sudden return of energy or clarity. One of the most unexpected signs that can appear in the final 6 months is something doctors often call a rally. This is a moment when a person who has been very tired, withdrawn, or even barely responsive suddenly seems brighter. They may talk more, eat better, smile, or laugh in a way they haven't for weeks. For a short time, they may seem more like their old self. Naturally, this can bring hope to family members, and even to the person themselves. It may look like improvement, and emotionally, it feels comforting. But medically speaking, this burst of energy is usually brief. It is not a sign of recovery. It is often a turning point. This happens because, near the end of life, the body may release stored energy or experience a temporary shift in its internal balance. The mind may feel clearer. Pain may seem reduced. And for a short window, the person feels more present. I once cared for a woman named Helen, age 82, who had been sleeping most of the day for weeks. One afternoon, she asked for her favorite meal, joked with her grandson, and even sat at the kitchen table. Her daughter truly believed Helen was getting better. But just 2 days later, that energy faded, and her decline resumed. Recognizing this moment for what it is allows families to be fully present. It gives space to say important words, to offer forgiveness, to express love, or simply to sit quietly together. This return of energy can be a gift. When met with compassion, it can bring meaning and peace to the moments that follow. Sign 2. Gradual withdrawal from social life. In the final months of life, one of the most common and misunderstood changes is a slow withdrawal from social interaction. This does not happen suddenly. Over time, a person may stop answering calls, turn down visits, or feel tired even during conversations they once enjoyed. This is not usually because they are angry, depressed, or upset, though those feelings can exist. More often, it is because the body and mind are entering a quieter stage. External stimulation, even loving voices, can begin to feel overwhelming. Family members may say, "He just doesn't seem interested anymore." Someone who once loved being around others may now prefer silence or solitude. This is not rejection. It is the body conserving energy and turning inward. I remember a man named Walter, age 79, who had always been the storyteller in his family. Over time, he stopped attending gatherings and eventually said to his daughter, "I just like the quiet now." It was not sadness. It was peace. A few months later, his health declined. Because his family understood this change, they learned to sit with him quietly, without expectations. This withdrawal is not something to correct. It is something to honor. In that quiet space, a deeper kind of connection becomes possible. One based not on words, but on presence. If you're finding this information helpful, please leave a comment with a number 2 so I know you're watching. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to do so and turn on notifications. Your support allows us to continue sharing meaningful and educational content. Sign 3. Changes in sleep and wake patterns. As the body enters its later stages, sleep patterns often change noticeably. A person may sleep more during the day, drift in and out of awareness, or wake up confused about time or place. These changes can begin months before passing, especially in those with chronic illness. To others, it may simply look like increased tiredness. But something deeper is happening. The body's internal clock, which controls sleep and alertness, begins to lose its regular rhythm. A person may sleep for long hours and still feel unrested, or they may be awake late at night and drowsy during the day. I cared for a man named Charles, age 81, who began falling asleep during conversations. Over time, his sleep became deeper and more frequent, and when awake, he often felt disoriented. 6 months later, he passed peacefully at home. In some cases, people experience vivid dreams or see things others cannot. These experiences are often calm, not frightening. Understanding this helps families respond with gentleness rather than fear. These sleep changes are not giving up. They are the body's way of preparing. Sometimes, sitting quietly beside them or holding their hand becomes more meaningful than any words. Sign 4. Changes in relationship with food. One of the clearest signals the body gives as it enters its final chapter is a change in how it responds to food. Meals that once brought comfort, pleasure, or routine may no longer hold the same meaning. Favorite dishes are left untouched. Snacks that once disappeared now remain exactly where they are. You may notice smaller portions, skipped meals, or a gentle refusal of foods they once requested. This is not stubbornness, and it is not loss of will. It is a natural biological process. As the body begins to slow down, its need for energy decreases significantly. Digestion requires more effort, and the body quietly decides that food is no longer essential. The senses of taste and smell may fade, and even chewing or swallowing can feel tiring. For family members, this can be one of the most painful changes to witness. We are wired to nourish those we love. Feeding is how we show care. So when eating stops, it can feel personal, but it is not. For the person experiencing it, hunger often simply disappears. I once cared for a woman named Edna, age 85, who had always loved cooking. Her lemon pound cake was a family tradition. Yet in her final months, even the smell made her feel unwell. She sipped water and asked for ice. Chips. When her daughter gently encouraged her to eat, Edna looked up and said, "I'm just not hungry anymore." She was not giving up. Her body was telling her it was time to rest. At this stage, it helps to shift your focus from nutrition to comfort. A spoonful of pudding, a sip of warm tea, or a bite of fruit is no longer about calories. It is about connection. What matters most is not finishing the plate, but letting them feel understood, respected, and cared for. If this information is helpful to you, please comment number 4 below so I know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to do so and turn on notifications. Your support helps us continue sharing calm, informative content. Sign 5. Coolness or color changes in the hands and feet. Another change that often appears in the final months of life is a noticeable shift in temperature or color in the hands, feet, or legs. Fingers may feel cold even in a warm room. Toes may appear pale, bluish, or slightly purple. This can be unsettling, but it is not random. As the body conserves energy, circulation slows and blood is redirected toward vital organs. Areas farthest from the heart naturally cool first. At first, this change may be subtle. Socks stay on longer. Blankets are pulled closer. Over time, the skin may take on a dusky or mottled appearance, especially around the feet and ankles. For loved ones, this can be emotional. You hold their hand and feel the cold, instinctively trying to warm it. While your touch matters deeply, this change cannot be reversed. I remember a man named Harold, age 78, who once enjoyed sitting on his porch with a warm mug each morning. In his final months, he stopped joining that routine. When asked why, he simply said, "My hands get cold too quickly now." Later, his family learned this was one of the body's early signs of decline. The person experiencing it is often not distressed. Many feel calm or sleepy, unaware of the change. This phase is usually not painful. It is simply the body turning inward. At this time, comfort matters more than correction. Soft socks, gentle blankets, and quiet presence speak louder than attempts to fix what cannot be changed. Sign 6. Sudden emotional peace or spiritual clarity. Perhaps one of the most profound and unexpected changes that can occur in the final months of life is a sudden sense of emotional calm. Even individuals who spent years feeling anxious, restless, or burdened by regret may begin to soften. Worries that once consumed them lose their grip. A person who held on to resentment may speak gently, recall old memories, or reach out to reconnect with someone from their past. This experience does not require religion or belief. It is often quiet and deeply personal. Many describe it as a feeling of acceptance, as if something inside has settled. They may speak with clarity, express gratitude, or simply appear at peace. For families, this can feel mysterious, even sacred. It is not something to question or interrupt. It is something to witness with respect. In my experience, this emotional peace is one of the body's most meaningful signals. It tells us that the person is letting go in their own way, on their own terms. And in those moments, your presence, your listening, and your love become more powerful than anything you could say. As this stage approaches, many people seem to sense what is coming, and they feel at peace with it. Their words may take on a softer, almost poetic quality. You might hear them say things like, "I'm ready," or "I'll see you again soon." Some speak of loved ones who have already passed as if they are close by. Others describe seeing light or feeling a comforting presence around them, not with fear, but with calm reassurance. These experiences are not considered medical hallucinations. They have been observed and documented across different cultures, languages, and belief systems. Nurses and hospice professionals often refer to this as nearing-death awareness, and for many families, it becomes one of the most meaningful and tender moments of the journey. There was a woman named Lorraine, 84 years old, who had struggled with anxiety for most of her life. She was very precise, always wanting everything to be in order. One afternoon, after waking from a short nap, she looked at her daughter and quietly said, "It's okay to let things be. Everything feels settled now." That evening, she asked to listen to her favorite music. She closed her eyes with a gentle smile on her face. Lorraine lived for a few more weeks, but her daughter often said that the peacefulness she saw that day stayed with her forever. It's important to understand that this sense of emotional clarity may not remain all the time. It can appear briefly and then fade, returning again later. But when it does show up, it opens a rare and meaningful space for connection. A space built on presence, honesty, and love. For caregivers and family members, these moments can feel like open windows. A chance to listen more deeply, to stop trying to control the moment, and to simply walk beside their loved one without resistance. There may still be tears, but there is often relief as well. Because in that quiet letting go, something deeply sacred seems to fill the room. If you're still watching and finding this information helpful, please comment the number 6 below to let us know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, we invite you to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. Your support helps us continue creating content that informs and inspires. Now, let's move into our final thoughts. As we bring this video to a close, take a moment to reflect on what you've heard. These 6 signs are not just medical changes. They are signals. They are the body's calm, dignified way of preparing for transition. While some of these signs may feel unexpected or even uncomfortable at first, each one carries meaning. They encourage us to slow down, to observe more carefully, and to honor each moment as it unfolds. You may recognize one or more of these signs in someone you care about. Or perhaps you've noticed them in yourself and are quietly wondering what they mean. Whatever led you to this video, remember this: recognizing these signs is not about predicting a timeline. It's about understanding. It's about moving forward with awareness, so fear does not take control. You are not alone. Everyone watching this video is part of a compassionate community that values aging with dignity and being fully present when it matters most. And sometimes, simply knowing what to look for can change not only how we say goodbye, but how we remain connected in the time we still have. Thank you for spending this time with us today. We would love to hear from you. Please leave a comment below sharing one thing you learned and how you plan to use it in your own life. Your thoughts truly matter to us, and reading your comments gives us encouragement to keep going. If this video was helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who may benefit. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Musical note.